if a woman gives birth in a hospital today, there's an OBGYN there and a midwife, or how does that work?
Yeah, not necessarily. It just kind of depends. So not all hospitals have midwifery as an option for a care provider in the hospital. It just kind of depends on where you land. The most traditional type of care would be to use an OB-GYN. Or, there are hospitals that have midwives available if you chose to use them.
And what would the difference be?
Yeah, it's just a patient preference, really. Oh. Or obviously midwives can, what you probably think of, can do birth like outside of the hospital in a birth center.
We had a client here a long time ago that was as far as I could tell, like a private midwife, and that's what she did. Yeah. Women would hire her to do home births.
Right, yeah.
And I thought that was just so interesting. And it's actually something that my wife and I... What's that?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. I had both of my babies at home.
This might come as a surprise to you. Complete unknown to me.
I think it's kind of an unknown until it has to be a necessary known, right? You don't really walk around I wonder where women are having their babies.
Yeah. I had another question too, specifically on in your story. You were 15 when you saw a midwife give a delivery.
Yeah, do a delivery. Mm-hmm.
What was your knowledge and experience of traditional delivery at that time? Did you have any background on knowing what it would usually look like compared to what you were experiencing in that moment?
I was just talking with somebody about this the other day. I don't know if you remember, there used to be, you probably weren't watching it, but there used to be this show on TLC called A Baby Story, and it would follow these women around, and I was obsessed with that show, and I was probably late junior high, early high school. It would follow these women around at the end part of their pregnancy, and then it would go to the hospital with them. They would film-ish for TV their birth, and then they would pop back in their home when they were postpartum. And I used to just I don't know, I was always so enthralled with birth and thought it was super cool. I still think it's so cool. I'm still super passionate about it. Obviously, I had my kiddos at home. I think the process of physiologic birth is really incredible. Obviously there is a time and a place for, a medicalized delivery for sure. But I still think it's so incredible. Yeah. So
you had been researching and doing your...
Yeah, I was kind of aware, right? But in birth in general, this is sweeping statement, which I don't super love, but birth in general from a traditional care provider is very hands-off. Nurses do all the work, you show up, you do your stuff, you maybe see your provider once or twice, they come in, see how far along you are, and then, they come in when the baby's eyebrows out, and they're oh, push, okay, great, congratulations, here's your baby, and they leave. Not always. That's a sweeping statement, right? But midwifery care, the purpose or the thought behind traditional midwifery care is that we're with the woman throughout the process of the labor. We don't go in and out. You're not leaving. And so my incredible midwife that delivered my son, she literally was with me from right at the very start of labor, and she stayed till he was a couple of hours old. I don't think she ever took her hand off my shoulder. Wow. Just super involved, which is really such a blessing when you're going through the process.
Mm-hmm. And even though you don't necessarily do that now.
Yeah, I don't do that part anymore.
That style of care is what you do.
Yeah, that's really what drove me into this. That's my entire business model now is that I am with you through the process. One of my, I want to create a care plan with you. I don't want to sit down and make it for you because if I do it, it's not going to end up being successful. You're going to be okay, yeah, that seems super overwhelming. Anyway. Mm-hmm. But if you are invested in your care and you are really putting in the work and doing that as well, and we're coming up with a plan together that feels obtainable to you, I feel like you're going to be eons more successful.
Yeah.